Okay, so over to Maple Ridge. What was childhood like for you growing up?
I was pretty good. Like I had a good family and stuff like that. I was lucky enough to have a good family and whatnot, upbringing. It was interesting though. I think in Maple Ridge, we definitely were a little bit more blue collar. I went to like a little bit of a redneck high school, Garibaldi to start. I went to a few different schools, but, there's lots of fights, when I was younger, lots of, it was just kind of the thing to do on the weekend. We'd go out and party it up, and then we'd always just end up fighting. I don't know. It just kind of started in grade 8. We'd go to the Flames, the junior hockey games, junior B games. And we never really watched the games. We'd go watch the first period, maybe. Our parents would drop us off there, and then we'd all just go outside and drink and party and then fight. So that was kind of a weekend thing. But Maple Ridge was, I'd call it a pretty tough town growing up. I'm sure you kind of know the same thing in Coquitlam and stuff. It was kind of culturally like that too, I think, out there. So, I got to give that town some credit on what I'm doing now for sure.
And what were some of the sports you played growing up?
So I played baseball, mostly baseball and hockey were pretty much like the two sports that I played consistently. My dad was a ball player. He played a little bit of hockey, but he was more a ball player. I was probably, I would say, better at baseball for sure than hockey. But I just liked the contact in hockey. It was a little more exciting for me, a little bit faster pace. And then where baseball sometimes is a little slow, but I definitely excelled at it and I did well. But it was pretty much just baseball and hockey for me as a kid anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
And did you always want to play hockey?
Yeah. Like I started young, and then hockey was just, it was the most exciting for me. I always had interest in some other, like I had interest in other contact sports, like, and then as I got old, I ended up playing lacrosse, but lacrosse didn't start actually till I was 21, which a lot of people don't know. So.
Okay. Yeah. By that time you're already kicking ass.
Yeah. And I was pretty well into my career at that point. I think I was actually already playing hockey in the States. I think I may have played my first pro season. I can't remember. No, it was the year before my first pro season. So junior hockey was coming to an end. Is actually the story about lacrosse is actually really funny because, like I said, I didn't play lacrosse when I was young. I was fighting lots in junior hockey, kind of was well known to be a fighter. And I loved it. Everybody knew I liked it. And then I had a friend that was playing junior A lacrosse, and he was also playing pro lacrosse. He just played his first pro season in the NLL, and the way they're in opposite times of year, so you can still play junior in the summer and play pro in the winter kind of thing. Yeah. So he had gotten knocked out like in the NLL by a big dude, like a really tough guy. So when he was coming back to play junior, he was like, I don't want to fight too much this year. Right. So I ran into him at Roosters actually. And he's like, hey, you should come play lacrosse this season. Come play lacrosse. And I'm like, yeah. Like whatever, we're drinking and partying. And I was like, yeah, I'll play, whatever, I'll play. And he plays junior A. Like I've never played lacrosse in my life. And so he convinces me, he's like, yeah, you're going to come play. I'm going to get my coach to phone you. He's like, just make sure when he calls you, you tell him that you used to play lacrosse. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. And then I kind of forgot about it, obviously, because we were drinking and partying, whatever. Yeah. And then about a week later, I got a phone call. It's like, hey, this is Daniel Perreault. I'm the coach of the New Westminster Salmon Bellies Junior A team. Is this Daniel? I was like, yeah, it is. And then we start talking and he's like, oh, so I heard you used to play lacrosse. I was like, yeah, I used to play when I was a kid. Like, I swear at this point, I held a lacrosse stick. I threw a ball a couple times, but I never played a game.
That counts.
Yeah, right. So then he's like, oh, I want you to come try out, blah, blah. We you'd be a good fit. I think we could probably turn you into a lacrosse player. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then I ended up going to tryouts, didn't know what I was doing, running around like a meathead, just trying to fight everybody. I ended up having to change jerseys so I could fight a guy on my own team in the scrimmage just because nobody would fight me. And then I ended up making the team. So then I played, that was my first season of lacrosse ever. I played junior A when I was 21. It was my last junior year. And then the next year we were going into senior and I got drafted 11th overall. And then I actually learned the game and stuff like that. And I've been playing lacrosse ever since. I think it's been, I don't know how many years it's been now, but almost 10 years now. So
yeah, you're still playing. Now you're playing senior A, I think.
Yeah, I play senior A for Langley Thunder right now. I haven't played any games yet this season, but I'm actually going to practice tonight and then probably get on the floor 1 or 2 more times. I'll probably play the next game.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm often around lacrosse, but there's through a bunch of people. Yeah, through a bunch of people, right? There's a couple other teams. Who's your favorite hockey player growing up?
I gotta go Bob Probert. Bob Probert. Yeah. I don't know. Like, there's so many guys. There's so many, fun players to watch. But just first thing that comes to mind, no questions, is Bob Probert. Just what he did was unbelievable. He was so tough, and yeah, definitely the number one, top of the list.
Are you old enough to ever have played at the old Cam Neely rink in Maple Ridge that had the chain link?
I remember it. I don't remember like playing on it or anything, but I remember it really well. Like, I remember the corners and stuff like that. Like, I remember like that whole facility, like you'd go in. I remember one time with my dad picking up my sister from the dance and stuff, like down the little set of stairs there. So I don't remember playing there at all. Like, I don't even remember being on the ice, but I definitely remember the barn.
Yeah, because that's more like my time. Back when I would play hockey against Maple Ridge, it was on the chain link fence.
Yeah, right? Pretty crazy.
If you're having a dream dinner party and you can invite 3 famous people, dead or alive, who do you want to bring?
Oh, man. I don't know.
For example, I go Tupac. Seth Rogen would be fun to smoke with and have some fun.
For sure.
Being from Vancouver. And then I like to go Paulina Gretzky.
Paulina Gretzky's a good one.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, I'd have to throw in Megan Fox, probably.
Okay.
I might go with 3 chicks, honestly. No, I'm just kidding.
That's probably the right answer.
Yeah. I don't know. Probably Megan Fox for sure. Probably throw in, I don't know, man. I think Johnny Depp's got some clout. I'll go with Johnny Depp right now. Yeah. He's got some clout. I'd like to pick his brain. He seems like an interesting guy.
Yeah. Learn what not to do.
Yeah. Maybe him and Boston George and Megan Fox.
Okay. That's a good one. Okay. And
I don't know. I'm not really I'm not really a fan, but like I don't really follow I don't watch too many movies. I'm not really, there's even like favorite player in the NHL kind of threw me, like obviously Probert, but yeah.
Okay. Well, you got a few of those questions coming, so got the little quick